In old age, warnings, shocking facts you need to know before entering a nursing home. As we grow older, planning for our care becomes a reality that many of us face. For some, entering a nursing home seems like the logical choice. But what if everything you think you know about these facilities isn't the whole truth? Before you make this critical decision, it's important to understand the realities and the alternatives. My years of experience working with and advising seniors have shown me that there are vital considerations you need to make. Let me share some truths that may surprise you. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. The hidden cost of independence. Entering a nursing home is often seen as a practical choice, a safe environment where your needs will be met as you age. But what many don't realize is how much of your independence you may unknowingly give up in the process. This isn't just about small inconveniences, it's about losing a core part of who you are and how you've lived your life. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the decisions you once took for granted, like what time to rise, when to eat, or even what to wear, are now dictated by someone else. At first, it may feel like a necessary adjustment, something you can get used to. But over time, these small compromises start to weigh on you, chipping. For decades, you've made your own choices, built routines that suited your needs, and found joy in the simple autonomy of daily life. Suddenly, being told when you can go outside or having to wait for assistance to use the restroom feels like a profound loss. It's more than just an inconvenience. It's a shift in identity. You might feel as though you've been moved into the background of your own life, reduced to someone who must ask permission for basic things. This loss of independence doesn't just stay in your mind. It seeps into your body and spirit. Without the freedom to move at your own pace, engage in activities you enjoy, or take walks when you feel like it, your physical health can begin to suffer. Muscles weaken, energy wanes, and before long, you might find yourself unable to do things you were perfectly capable of just months earlier. Independence isn't just about pride, it's about staying active, both mentally and physically. What's even more challenging is the emotional toll. Losing independence can lead to feelings of frustration, sadness, and even resentment. It's not just about needing help. It's about feeling like you've lost control over your life. Many residents report feeling like children again, reliant on others for tasks they once managed with ease. And for those who've prided themselves on their self-sufficiency, this adjustment can be especially painful. It's important to remember that this isn't just an abstract fear. It's a lived reality for many. Clara, an 80-year-old woman who shared her experience, reflected on how the loss of independence changed her outlook on life. I felt like I was fading into the background, she said. I wasn't living, I was being managed. But this loss of independence doesn't have to be inevitable. When choosing a nursing home, you can ask critical questions about how much freedom residents truly have. Are they allowed to set their own routines? Is there flexibility in meal times or activity schedules? Can residents come and go from their rooms freely? These may seem like small considerations, but they can make a significant difference in maintaining a sense of dignity and control. For many seniors, exploring alternatives to traditional nursing homes can be a way to preserve independence. Options like home care or senior living communities often offer the support you need while allowing you to stay in control of your daily life. By staying in familiar surroundings or choosing a facility that prioritizes autonomy, you can maintain the freedom to live life on your terms. Ultimately, independence isn't just about making choices. It's about feeling valued and in control of your own story. Whether you're deciding for yourself or helping a loved one, Never underestimate the importance of preserving that sense of freedom. It's not just about where you live, it's about how you live. 2. The real financial costs. When considering a nursing home, many seniors and their families initially feel reassured by the idea of a fixed monthly fee. It seems straightforward, even manageable, especially when paired with savings, insurance, or government assistance. But as Clara discovered, this initial cost is often just the tip of the iceberg, hiding a sea of unexpected financial burdens that can upend even the most carefully laid plans. Clara entered the nursing home believing she was prepared. The brochures made the pricing structure seem simple, an all inclusive package for care and amenities. But once she settled in, the reality became clear. Every additional service carried a separate cost: help with mobility, medication management, physical therapy, or even specialized meals all came with added fees. Over time, these small charges accumulated into a significant financial strain. It felt like a trap, Clara said. No one explained just how quickly those extras would add up. What's even more troubling is how unprepared most families are for these hidden costs. Many believe insurance or government programs will cover the majority of expenses, only to find out that these policies often have strict limitations. Clara's daughter, who managed her mother's finances, was shocked to learn that basic services weren't fully covered. "I thought we had done our homework," she admitted, but the reality of those bills was overwhelming. The emotional toll of financial strain is just as real as the monetary one. Families are often forced to make heart wrenching decisions about what services they can afford. Clara recalled the guilt she felt when her daughter hesitated over paying for additional physical therapy sessions. "I could see the worry in her eyes," Clara said. "It wasn't just about the money, it was about the pressure it put on her to make the right choice for me." For seniors without family support, the financial stress can be even greater. Clara spoke of residents who avoided asking for extra help because they feared the cost. Some of them would skip therapy sessions or delay medical care, she said. "It broke my heart to see them sacrificing their health because they couldn't afford the price tag." To navigate these challenges, it's essential to approach the financial aspect of nursing homes with clear eyes and detailed questions. Ask for a complete breakdown of all potential costs, not just the base fee. Find out what's included, what's extra, and how prices may change if your care needs evolve. Consulting with a financial advisor or elder care expert can also help you prepare for the unexpected and avoid unpleasant surprises. Clara's story is a stark reminder that the true cost of a nursing home isn't just financial, it's emotional, relational, and deeply personal. By taking the time to thoroughly understand the financial realities, you can protect yourself and your loved ones from unnecessary hardship. Planning ahead isn't just about managing expenses, it's about preserving peace of mind and ensuring that your focus remains on living well, not worrying about the next bill. 3. The emotional toll of isolation. Loneliness is one of the most profound challenges seniors face when moving into a nursing home. It's not simply the absence of others, it's the absence of meaningful connection. For many, this loneliness becomes a silent companion, creeping into their lives until it begins to erode their sense of purpose and self-worth. Clara, a former resident of a nursing home, described this experience as being surrounded by people but feeling completely invisible. When Clara first entered the nursing home, she hoped for a sense of community. "I thought I'd make friends, join activities, and share stories," she said. But reality didn't align with her expectations. Many residents were dealing with their own health issues, leaving them withdrawn and unable to engage. Even the kindest caregivers were often too busy to sit and talk, reducing interactions to routine tasks. "I missed hearing someone ask, 'How are you feeling?' and truly waiting for an answer," Clara shared. This emotional void began to take its toll. Clara found herself retreating inward, spending more time alone in her room, staring out the window as the days blurred together. The silence was deafening, she said. I felt like I was fading, like the world was moving on without me. This sense of detachment didn't just affect her emotionally, it impacted her health. Without meaningful interactions to stimulate her mind, she began to feel listless and unfocused. What Clara's story reveals is that loneliness isn't a minor inconvenience, it's a health crisis. Numerous studies have shown that social isolation can lead to depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. It's not just about companionship, it's about survival. Clara's mental state deteriorated until a volunteer-led storytelling group gave her a reason to connect again. That group reminded me that I still had a voice, she said. It gave me back a piece of myself. For families and caregivers, Clara's experience is a powerful reminder of the importance of emotional care. Loneliness can't be solved with occasional visits or one-size-fits-all activities. It requires intentional effort, frequent communication, meaningful engagement, and environments that foster connection. Clara's advice is clear. Don't let someone you love feel invisible. Show them they matter. 4. The caregiver shortage. What you need to know. The caregiver shortage in nursing homes is more than a logistical issue. It's a crisis that profoundly affects the quality of care residents receive. For seniors like Clara, who entered a nursing home expecting attentive and compassionate care, the reality of this shortage was both shocking and disheartening. I never realized how much the lack of staff would change everything, she said. It wasn't just about waiting longer, it was about feeling like I didn't matter. Clara quickly noticed how stretched the staff was. Caregivers worked tirelessly, but there simply weren't enough of them to provide the level of attention residents needed. Long waits for assistance became a daily occurrence. Clara recalled sitting in her room for over an hour one morning, waiting for help to get out of bed. It's not just frustrating, it's humiliating, she said. You feel powerless, like you're just one more task on an endless to-do list. The effects of understaffing extended beyond delayed assistance. Overworked caregivers, no matter how well-intentioned, often missed opportunities for meaningful interactions. Clara longed for someone to talk to, someone who would see her as more than just a resident in need of care. But the staff, consumed by their duties, rarely had time for conversation. I started to feel invisible, she said. Even when they were helping me, it was rushed. There was no time to connect. This systemic issue doesn't just impact residents, it also takes a toll on the caregivers themselves. Clara noticed the exhaustion and stress on their faces, their movements hurried and strained. You could tell they cared, she said, but they were overwhelmed, and when they're burned out, everyone suffers. For families, understanding the implications of the caregiver shortage is crucial when choosing a nursing home. Ask about staff-to-resident ratios, caregiver training, and how the facility addresses staffing challenges. The answers can reveal whether your loved one will receive the care and attention they deserve or risk being overlooked in an overburdened system. Clara's advice is simple yet profound. Don't just trust appearances. Dig deeper, because the people caring for you are the ones who will define your experience. 5. The lack of personalized care. One of the most jarring realizations for many seniors entering nursing homes is the lack of personalized care. Clara, who had spent a lifetime making her own decisions and living on her own terms, found herself thrust into an environment where individuality often took a back seat to efficiency. It was like they had a system for everyone, she said, but I wasn't everyone. I was me. In the nursing home, routines were rigid, designed to accommodate the needs of the facility rather than the residents. Meals were served at the same time every day, with little regard for personal preferences. Clara, who had always enjoyed a light breakfast and a mid-morning snack, was expected to adjust to the set schedule. I asked for something different once, she recalled, but they told me it wasn't possible. It made me feel like my wants didn't matter. The issue went beyond meals. Clara, who needed specific physical therapy for an old injury, found that the care she received was generic and ineffective. They had a one size fits all approach, she explained, but my body needed something different. And when I didn't get it, I started to decline. The emotional impact of this lack of personalization was profound. Clara began to feel like she was losing her identity, reduced to a patient in a system that didn't recognize her as an individual. It's not just about physical care, she said. It's about feeling seen and valued. Without that, you start to fade, not just physically, but emotionally. For families, ensuring personalized care requires asking the right questions. Does the facility create individualized care plans? Are residents involved in decisions about their daily routines? How are unique needs and preferences accommodated? Clara's story is a reminder that true care isn't just about meeting basic needs. It's about honoring the person behind them. Everyone deserves to feel like they matter, she said. Without that, it's easy to feel like you've been forgotten. 6. Alternatives to nursing homes. For many seniors, the thought of entering a nursing home feels like an inevitable part of aging. But as Clara discovered, it doesn't have to be. After experiencing the limitations and challenges of nursing home life, she began to explore alternatives that offered more independence, dignity, and control. These options transformed her later years into a time of renewal and joy. One of the most life-changing choices Clara made was to pursue home care. Staying in her own home, surrounded by the memories and comforts she had built over a lifetime, gave her a sense of peace and stability. With the help of a caregiver, she could receive assistance with daily tasks like cooking, cleaning, and transportation while maintaining control over her schedule. It was liberating, she said. I could decide when to wake up, what to eat, and how to spend my time. It reminded me that I was still in charge of my own life. Home care also provided something Clara hadn't experienced in the nursing home: personalized attention. Her caregiver quickly learned her routines, preferences, and habits, creating a relationship built on trust and understanding. It wasn't just about tasks, Clara explained. It was about having someone who cared about me as a person. Another alternative Clara explored was senior living communities. Unlike nursing homes, these communities prioritize independence while offering access to support when needed. Clara found a community where she could live in her own apartment, participate in group activities, and enjoy a vibrant social life. It felt like a real neighborhood, she said. I had privacy when I wanted it and companionship when I needed it. Financially, these alternatives often provided more transparency and flexibility than traditional nursing homes. By tailoring care to her actual needs, Clara and her family were able to plan and budget effectively without the stress of hidden fees. It was a relief, she said. We could focus on living instead of worrying about bills. Clara's journey shows that there are paths to aging with dignity and independence, even when care becomes necessary. Whether through home care, senior living communities, or other creative solutions, the key is to find an option that aligns with your values and needs. Her advice is clear. Don't settle for what feels inevitable. Explore your options because there's always a way to live well, no matter your age. 7. How to choose the right facility. Choosing the right nursing home isn't just about finding a place to live. It's about ensuring a life where dignity, care, and connection are prioritized. Clara, who learned this lesson through personal experience, often reflected on how she and her family approached the decision. We thought we were making an informed choice, she said, but we didn't ask the right questions, and that made all the difference. When Clara and her daughter first toured nursing homes, they were impressed by clean lobbies, friendly staff, and well-maintained grounds. But once Clara moved in, The reality beneath the polished exterior became clear. Overburdened caregivers, rigid schedules, and a lack of meaningful engagement turned what seemed like a haven into a source of frustration. It looked good on the surface, Clara explained, but life inside those walls felt very different. One of the most important lessons Clara shared was the need to dig deeper. Don't be fooled by brochures or a single visit, she advised. You have to see the place when no one's expecting you. Clara suggested visiting the facility at different times, early mornings, late nights, and weekends, to observe how care is delivered during less structured hours. That's when you see the cracks, she said. If the staff seems rushed or residents are left waiting, that's a sign of deeper problems. Asking questions is just as crucial. Clara encouraged families to focus on specifics. How many caregivers are on duty at any given time? What's the staff to resident ratio? How does the facility handle emergencies? Don't let them give you vague answers, she said. Push for details. This is your loved one's life you're talking about. Beyond logistics, Clara emphasized the importance of observing interactions between staff and residents. Are caregivers patient and compassionate? Do they take the time to listen and engage? Or are they hurried and indifferent? The way they treat people when no one's watching tells you everything you need to know, Clara explained. It's also vital to consider the environment. Does the facility feel warm and welcoming, or cold and clinical? Are there spaces for socializing, quiet reflection, and physical activity? Clara's advice was simple but profound. You should feel like you're walking into a home, not a hospital. Ultimately, choosing the right facility means prioritizing quality of life over convenience or appearances. It's about finding a place where the person you love will be cared for, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. Clara's journey serves as a reminder that the right choice can make all the difference. Take your time, she said. This decision is too important to rush. 8. Preserving your independence. Independence is not just about physical freedom, it's about maintaining control over your life and decisions. For seniors, the loss of independence can feel like losing a part of their identity, a painful shift that often goes unnoticed by others. Clara, who deeply valued her autonomy, shared how preserving independence became the cornerstone of her happiness in her later years. When Clara first moved into a nursing home, she was struck by how quickly decisions were made for her. From meal times to bedtimes, every aspect of her day seemed predetermined. It was like I'd stepped into someone else's life, she said. I wasn't Clara anymore. I was just another resident following the rules. This loss of autonomy affected her more than she expected. Simple joys, like deciding to take a walk or choosing what to eat, were no longer within her control. It's not just about the big things, Clara explained. It's about the small decisions that make you feel like yourself. When those are taken away, you start to feel like you're fading. But Clara refused to let go of her independence completely. She began advocating for herself, working with staff to create a routine that better suited her preferences. She asked for more time outdoors, adjusted her schedule to include quiet moments for reflection, and joined a storytelling group to share her experiences. Those little changes brought me back to life, she said. I started to feel like Clara again. For seniors exploring care options, Clara's story highlights the importance of choosing environments that prioritize autonomy. Whether it's a nursing home, senior community, or home care, the focus should always be on empowering individuals to make their own choices. Families can support this by asking questions about flexibility. Can residents decide when to eat or participate in activities? Are there opportunities for independence within the care plan? Independence doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means having the freedom to shape your own life, even with support. Clara discovered that preserving her independence wasn't just about her physical or emotional well being, it was about her dignity. I wasn't just surviving, she said. I was living. Her journey is a testament to the power of self advocacy and thoughtful care. Independence is not a luxury or a privilege, it's a right. By choosing care environments that honor this principle, seniors can continue to lead lives full of meaning, purpose, and joy. Clara's words resonate deeply. No matter how old you are, your choices matter. Fight for them because they're what make life your own. Your life, your choices, a call to preserve dignity in aging. Clara's journey is not just a story, it's a wake up call. It reminds us that aging is a deeply personal experience, one that deserves care, thoughtfulness, and respect. The decision to enter a nursing home or to choose any form of long term care is one of the most significant choices a senior and their family will face. And while nursing homes can provide essential services, they are not the only path forward. What Clara learned and what she wants others to understand is that every choice carries weight. The loss of independence, the hidden costs, the emotional toll of isolation, and the strain caused by caregiver shortages are all realities that must be considered. But there is hope. By taking the time to research, ask the right questions, and explore alternatives, you can shape your future in a way that aligns with your values and needs. Whether it's finding a facility that honors your individuality, choosing home care that supports your lifestyle, or joining a senior community that fosters both independence and connection, the options are there. The key is to approach these decisions with clarity and intention. Don't rush the process or settle for the first solution that seems convenient. Your later years are not just about surviving, they're about living fully, with dignity and joy. As Clara says, your independence matters, your voice matters, and your life matters. Don't let anyone take that away from you, not even time. Her words are a reminder that aging is not an end. It's a new chapter, one that can be just as vibrant and fulfilling as those that came before. With thoughtful planning and a commitment to preserving your sense of self, you can ensure that this chapter is written on your terms. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.